Hi, Miss Betty. My name is Miss Marin, and today Nicholas and I are going to interview for our after-school newsletter, The Journal.
I'm Miss Betty. Thank you for agreeing to be interviewed.
Thank you, Nicholas. I'm delighted to be here.
For our first question today, we'd like to know, what is the most memorable event in your life?
There have been many, but I guess the most important, I'm thinking, gee, I remember graduating from high school and thinking that was fabulous, but I think the most important, I had two. One was the birth of my first child, my son Hans, in 1960, April 3rd, and the second most important event in my life was the birth of my daughter Annie in May 29th, 1963.
Do you have a favorite junk food? And if you do, what is it?
I have many favorite junk foods, but the best is anything salty like potato chips. I also like muffins. I like cookies. But I try not to eat too much junk food because I'm always on a Weight Watcher diet. And I write down what I eat and I give myself points. So I try to eat not as much junk food as I used to when I was younger.
What was your favorite childhood game or activity when you were our age? Not our age, when you were his age.
Well, as a matter of fact, there wasn't just one, as I'm sure there isn't for Nicholas either. I lived in a little town in Long Island, right on the Long Island Sound, so we had swimming. I loved to swim and to dive and to go underwater. Then I also loved to climb trees. Climbing trees was just so much fun. I used to bring sometimes a book up into a tree and sit and read for an hour. I loved skating in the winter, ice skating, and I loved playing the piano and singing and making music, and a million other things, but that's enough for now.
Would you tell us what your favorite TV program is? Also, why do you like it?
Oh boy. Well, I used to have a TV, and about 10 years ago I stopped using it, and it's because I found myself sitting around doing nothing but watching TV. But when I do watch, I like murder mysteries, and my favorite 10 years ago was Murder, She Wrote, which had a wonderful lady named Angela Lansbury who was the star, and I just loved that program. And the other one I love when I go visit my daughter, she always puts on the Weather Channel, and I immediately go, oh, I love the Weather Channel. So why do I like these things? I don't know. I just do.
When you were in high school, what did you think your future would be like? And are you surprised at how your life turned out?
I got out of high school just after World War II, 1952. So it was a few years later, and I think everybody was very hopeful and energetic at that time, and I wanted very much to be any number of things. I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to be an author, and I wanted to be a singer, and I just wanted to be whatever. And how did it turn out? I got to do a lot of what I wanted to do, not always for money, but I did get to teach and to work in a library, and I'm teaching not only kids, but grown-ups. So I think things have turned out reasonably well. I feel pretty good. So tell me, what do you think you'd like to do when you're an adult, when you're my age? What would you like to have been?
Well, I would like to be kind of like an artist, making sculptures, and actually I like to be an architect because I like to build and do art and make stuff.
Wonderful. So you like to build and use your hands. That's great. An architect. You could design whole buildings.
What was your favorite flavor?
You mean in the past or now?
In the past and now.
In the past, I always loved chocolate and strawberry when I was a kid. Now, I think I love nut flavors the best.
My mom liked nut flavors too.
Yeah, I like nutty flavors. And my favorite dessert is trail mix, and it's a mix of salted sunflower seeds and almonds and cranberries, and it's a really good flavor. That's my favorite flavor, I think.
Thanks for answering our questions. It's been fun getting to know you better.
And it's been fun talking with you too, Nicholas, and with our filmer, our photographer.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Sure.
Where were you born?
I was born in Port Washington, Long Island. I grew up in a little town called Seacliff, and it was in a county next to Queens and Brooklyn called Nassau County. So that's where I grew up.